All right, so there are shortcuts for this, but the trouble is that some of you guys are using the shortcuts and you're mixing them up. Okay, I got way too many people that don't know when are we supposed to add the exponents and when are we supposed to multiply them, when are we supposed to subtract them. And just so you know what's coming up later on in this unit, we're actually going to be dividing exponents too. So we're going to have exponents that are fractions. So this isn't going away. The exponent problems aren't going away. So if you get stuck and if you are having a hard time remembering, let me show you the fallback plan. The fallback plan is to actually write it out. And these are pretty simple if you do this. It just takes a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna write this out. I'm gonna write it out and rearrange everything so the matching things are together. -4 and 10, I'd say, are matching parts here because they're both coefficients. So I'm gonna write a step down here that says -4 times 10. And then I'm gonna see what else do I have that matches here. I've got an x to the second and an x to the fifth. So I'm gonna write out x to the second, that's 2 x's, and x to the fifth, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's. What else we got? I got a y here and an 8 y's over here. So here's my 1 y and here's 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the only thing that's left here is a z. It doesn't have anything to match up with, so we just write z. To write my final answer, now all I got to do is just multiply everything together. -4 times 10 is -40. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x's. And if I count those up, there's 9 y's and 1 z. So -40 times x to the 7th times y to the 9th and z. Did you guys get that answer? If you did not, then it's time for you to start writing out some steps so you can get the right answer. Okay. Let me give you what the answer is for the next one, and then you can decide based on whether you got it right or wrong, whether you need to write out the steps for this one. The correct answer here is 25, x to the 6th, y to the 10th. If you did not have that exact answer, then you need to pay attention while I go over how to do this. I see a lot of erasers coming out right now. You guys need to pay attention. I would start on the outside and work in on this because I have parentheses. This 2 on this parentheses means there's going to be 2 copies of 5x to the 3rd, y to the 5th. So I'm actually going to write down 2 copies of this thing. From here, I could expand it out the way we did here just a second ago. I could go, oh, I've got a 5 and another 5, and I got 3 x's here and 3 more x's here, and I got 5 y's here and another 5 y's here. But I think if you just wrote it out twice, you'd probably be able to sort of envision this without actually writing it all down, right? The key is to know that this 5 and this 5 are multiplying together, so that's where the 25 came from. You got 3 x's here plus another 3 x's there gets us x to the 6th. We've got 5 y's here plus another 5 y's here. That gets us y to the 10th. Okay. How many people add everything right except they had a 10 out front instead of a 25? Did anybody make that mistake? That's my favorite mistake. Nobody did that one? Excuse me. All right. Pardon me. This next one's nice and simple, but a lot of people missed it. What happens when you've got something with a negative exponent? That thing has to move. Has to move to the other side of the fraction bar. Well, there's no fraction bar here. How are we supposed to move it if there's no fraction bar? We can make anything into a fraction, can't we? Over 1. So this x to the 5th has to move down to the bottom. Did your final answer have a x to the 5th in the bottom of a fraction? If not, then fix it. And there would be nothing left in the top of this fraction. What do we put up there when there's nothing left? In a fraction, when there's nothing left, we got to stick a 1 in there. So the answer is 1 over x to the 5th. This last one I'm hoping everybody got right. We did a lot better on this for this test than we did on the first one. Anything to the 0th power is equal to, what is it? 1. So the most common mistake is 0. That's not correct. It should be equal to 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. With one exception, 0 to the 0 power is undefined. All right, any questions on our warm-up?